Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabansu, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. When we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you check out the DREAMERSPRO podcast that we have pinned in the comments below. Let me get into this topic here. As you guys know, this is All-Star Weekend, and before the weekend started, we actually put up a number of polls that I want to get to, right? Because I wanted to kind of gauge the sentiment of some NBA fans going into All-Star Weekend, because I wasn't really feeling much excitement. So I wanted to see what some people were feeling. So 2 days ago, I put up a poll just before the weekend started. I said, are you excited about All-Star Weekend as an NBA fan? Of the 15,000 voters, 85% said no, they're not. I asked the next question, are you going to watch the All-Star 3-point contest? Of the 10,000 voters, 61% said no. I then asked the next question, are you going to watch the slam dunk contest? 74% of the people said no. And the final question I asked was, are you planning to watch the All-Star game in general? We conducted that poll 2 days ago. Out of the 20,000 people, which I think is a very good sample size, 20,000 people voted, 75% of them said no. So basically 7 to 8 people, 7 to 8 out of every 10 people are saying no, they're not going to watch. And I was like, wow, that is incredible. Now, I had no interest in watching. I didn't watch any of Saturday's festivities, but I did watch some of the All-Star game itself, because I have to watch it. Like, I got to have an idea what happened, some idea, given the fact that we talk about the NBA. But after the first quarter, I was already fed up, and I didn't make it past the first quarter. As a matter of fact, 12 hours ago, I posted on the channel, I said the following. I said they are overdoing it with these threes. 42 three-point attempts between both teams in the first quarter is absolutely ridiculous. So what happened? I turned off the game. I wake up in the morning just to see the score, and I could not believe what I saw. That the East ended up winning, get this, 211 to 186 with 197 three-point attempts combined. That is a horrendous number. That shows you that we got a serious problem with the All-Star game. So what happened? I'm going through that. I put up those posts. People are reacting to it. Then one of our viewers sends me a message on Instagram with a post from the page, the boardroom, that actually has some startling information that I absolutely could not believe. But before we even get into that, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting 2 entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks, and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And once again, once you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me get into this stat here, and we want to put it up for you. It says, MJ's last All-Star game of his career is still the most watched All-Star game in the last 20 years. Michael Jordan played his last All-Star game in 2003. If you look at the graphic carefully, you'll see, it's the bar graph, you'll see that in the year 2003, 10.8 million people tuned into that game. In 2023, 4.6 million tuned in. So the NBA lost half of his audience. Half. half of his audience. Now, some people may have looked at that graph and want to put it up again, and you may see a number in 2011 which says 9.1. You're like, why 9.1 million? What happened specifically in 2011? Well, that was a year after Kobe Bryant had won his 5th championship. That game was also in LA. Kobe Bryant won the All-Star Game MVP that year. And of course, you had the Blake Griffin hype. So according to this data, Kobe and Jordan were the ones that were able to move the needles in these All-Star games. And since 2011, it's been a decline for the most part. And in 2023, 4.6 million people tuned in. 4.6. This era is the worst of the worst. What does this say? Every day I gotta sit up here and listen to all of these pundits go out there, twerk it up all over our television screens, twerk it up all over YouTube, busting it down, talking about this is the greatest era of football, this is the greatest era of basketball I done ever seen. I mean, we ain't never seen nothing like this. The way the stars can move the needle. I mean, god damn, look at the way that they can move the needle. Pop, 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 pop. Really? We just sat down and listened to a back and forth with Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee and all of these guys talk about, oh, LeBron is the biggest draw in basketball. Where are these people? Where are these people? Let me look on Instagram and see how many followers does LeBron James have on Instagram. LeBron James has 159 million followers on Instagram. He must have at least 100 million on Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it, and various other platforms. Why isn't this translating into viewership? The reason this isn't translating into viewership is because I personally believe that these numbers you're seeing are superficial numbers. These 150 million don't mean a day. It's not translating to actual people tuning in and watching. It's not. The fact of the matter is the following. The NBA has yet to find a star like an MJ, like a Kobe, that can actually move the needle. They have yet to find it, number one. Number two, this current style of basketball that is being promoted, advocated for in the NBA is not enjoyable for fans to watch. Forget about what the JJ Reddicks and all of these people on the internet twerking it up all over the place. A few people, oh, this is the people are not watching. It's not just a sentiment. Look at the numbers. The audience in 20 years has shrank by 50%. 50%. So there's no way you're going to tell me things are greater than ever. Whenever you hear Commissioner Adam Silver say, oh, we're experiencing a new high, they're talking about a high from a previous low. So it's like the low was like 2.5 million. Then it goes to 2.6 and you're like, oh, we saw a growth. No, but it's still low. That's what these dudes are doing. I didn't even bother watching. 197 threes, that is an average of 100 3-point attempts per team. Really? That is about 25 3-pointers attempted per quarter. This is truly the cupcake era. And the NBA needs to find some real dudes that are willing to play and draw people in, because this ain't it. This ain't it. These dudes ain't it. MJ and Kobe are the only ones that seem to be able to move the needle. And the data shows it. It shows it. Forget about Nick Wright and Shannon Sharp and all of these dudes twerking it up all over the television screen. Those dudes were actually popular and actually icons. Forget about what these boys are telling you. They can tell you this, they can tell you that, they can't prove nothing. 4.6 million? 4.6? With the advent of social media and all, and that's the best we can do? I'm out.